Welcome to Throwback Thursday, episode 52. This is the Evil Clown here, and we are going to start a project in RPG Maker MV. So let's call this first project, or no, let's just call it Throwback Thursday. And we'll save it right there. And it's creating the first set of assets and files that we need. And this is kind of a little bit different take on Throwback Thursday. So this is RPG Maker MV. This is not a game in and of itself, but it is a kind of a GUI interface to allow you to create RPG games. I've played around with this over the years, all the way back to RPGMAKER VX Ace or something like that, and then some other versions, and then XP, and some of the other versions that came out previously. MV released, I want to say, in about 2015, something like that, for the current version that was out. In 2018, they released the RPG Maker MZ version, which was the latest and greatest. But there wasn't too much difference between MV and MZ, so I never did upgrade to the latest. But this year, they're releasing a new game bound in Unity. It's basically an application created on top of Unity that's going to be available supposedly sometime this year. Not sure when, but it's called RPG Maker Unite. And this will take this RPG game maker engine and put it inside of the Unity engine. So there's going to be a few more things that will be available for it, especially in the map making area. And so basically this is this is what you use to create simple RPGs, especially JRPGs. I wanted to do something a little differently this week, just because I've been tinkering around with this again and playing with a few things. As you saw when I first opened the page, that was a kind of walkthrough that I was working on in a cutscene, and it was basically a ship captain and his first mate in the scene. And this is pretty much RPG Maker itself. You can open and close projects, import projects, and you can even deploy them out to various platforms, web browsers, Android, Linux, Mac, all the different different methods. And you can also export it out to Steam, so that if you were to upload your stuff, you could put it onto the Steam Workshop. And then there's some availability out there to like store up to like a gig of data and let people download your game on Steam. So there's that option. And then, of course, there's different maps and events and different tools up here that you learn. There's a database in all of these events, and playtesting. It's got a built-in tutorial, so you can jump to it if you have a question about map basics. Tells you a little bit of everything about what's going on, and it tells you how to click and open new projects and do your things. I'm going to go ahead and stop that tutorial, because this is not a tutorial. This is a Throwback Thursday, just to talk about an older game making system. And I'll pretty much go over some of these quick things. You save button, open projects, close projects. And here is basically the map editor. So that, like, if I wanted to create a water field or something like that, or a big lake or something, you could do that. Go ahead and Control Z all that. There's the square tool, where you're basically creating a big square. There's an oval tool, so you can create a lake. There's paint, so I can switch all of this to water, and and then there's shadows. So if I had, say, a wall or something, I could build a shadow right here and by the wall. So like this, if or something that would have a wall. Let's say this set of buildings right here. If I had a city or whatever, there we go, like this, right? And this is a big city or a wall or something. I could build some shadows into it in these gaps and make it look like these were uh, uh, kind of open areas, if you will, and shadowed off the wall itself. So I could kind of open this up, things like that. Let me take all that off. And then that's pretty much it for your map tools. And then you can zoom into the map and get finer detail, exit, small to reduce it down, and just go to the optimal size. This is your database, which pretty much has all the different characters and classes. You can adjust and make new ones. Skills, you can always add new skills, different items you can add to the game, the types of weapons you can add to the game, armors you can add to the game, enemies, like if you wanted to add more than one enemy in this pile, troops, how many that you add, like 1 Minotaur, 2 Minotaur, like that. States, like different poisons and things like that. Animations that you can play. Tile sets, these are for, like, this one right here that I'm actually on is the overworld type. You can switch it to outside, so it looks like a dungeon. You can switch it to inside, so it looks like walls and stuff in a house. You've got dungeon tiles, so you can make a cave or a dungeon. And then these various outside tiles for just creating stuff. And here's some more insides. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it for their tile sets. Common events, this is more within programming. You can add all these different events and different tabs on each event, kind of where they all fall in. Like if I wanted to play a background sound, like castle, like that. There's changing tile sets, changing what people do, creating a shop, so that you can buy things, stuff like that. There's all kinds of different scripts and commands and things that you can run. The system, these are all the different actors, which is your characters, different vehicles that you could have, airships and ships and boats, and they can go in certain water. The Windows color, magic skills, starting positions, start screen, demon castle, night universe, a world map. Like this is something that I started on, adding details to it for the game that I was working on. Just kind of the different things you can make, the different types of elements and weapons, armor, all of that, give it features, and then of course your base stats, which you can really drill into to define them individually. Like if you wanted to change the hit rate up to something else, or change how you do levels or something like that, or skills or whatever, you can change these abilities up by their definitions. And like I say, if I wanted to go in here, change these to be a certain XP gain or something like that, and redefine it. So that's pretty much the database. And then there's these plugins. So you've got the start screen here, which I'll leave this on for now, and I'll show you in a minute what it does. You've got sound tests where you can basically just bring up your different sound effects, backgrounds, your musical sound effects, your regular sound effects. Let's do a buzzer. Opening a chest, things like that are already built in tools. You've got the event searcher, which, like, if you're looking for a certain event and you don't know what it is, you could type the event name in here and search something common like watch or something like that. And if you had an event name watch, it would pop up down here, stuff like that. You've got the resource manager, which gives you the location of where all of your resources are. Let's do some characters. I created a special one. Where is it? Under actors. Where did I put it? Faces. No, it's not in this pile. It was in my game. So this is for this game. You can, like, if I wanted to import the face from my other game, I would have to go out to that location. But basically, it's going to be a page like Actor 1. And you can preview it, and it has all these different faces for your game as it starts and stuff. And then, of course, is the character designer, which is probably one of the coolest features in this game. You can go in and customize the different elements of the characters that you develop. You got a female, of course, a kid, and these different resources. And you can change up, you can randomize any of them to come up with a different look for a guy. He looks kind of tough for like a street urchin kid. And you can see it's kind of changed up this character makes in different colors, different expressions and stuff that you can change later. And you can go in and let's call this guy Bob, and it'll say Bob out, and then let's say we want to give him a different expression. You can import Bob and then change his face to say, I want to say you gotta change like the different there, a scowl on Bob now. And let's go base image, export to Bob. Let's see if we can't copy it. Let's edit Bob and see if we can paste. Let's try to select this. Hold on. I know we can do this. I just don't recall how. But basically taking this image and exporting it out to this PNG and then having multiple facial expressions, basically. So Bob and Bob 1, Bob 1, there we go. And then going in and editing these, where did I save them? C documents, I think. RPG Maker. I think this is it. Yeah. So under image, faces, and then there's Bob and Bob 1. So I can edit Bob 1 and then edit Bob 1 like this, and then you've got the different looks. You could basically go in here and select the character, and copy that over here, like so. And then you have two faces, like for his different emotions. Like if you wanted to select the different emotions, now you can save this as Bob. And let me go ahead and close this. You can save that as a different emotion. Now that you have two in Bob, you can pull it up in here under the face image and import Bob. And now you have his different emotional features and things. So you can have up to 8 emotions to like react to text and things like that. So just some little tricks and things that I learned over the way. And then, of course, the play button, so you can save your changes and start your game. This is the RPG Maker kind of logo screen. There we go. Solved that problem. There we go. And start your game. Basically, Throwback Thursday. There's your character. You can have them move around. This is all the characters that were auto-created when you created the game. You can kind of switch this up a little bit and make them interact. You can remove characters, do things. They're all characters that you've created over time, and you can kind of edit all these skills and do things separately. We'll go ahead and end this. And that's how you kind of pretty much start your game and do things. But yeah, this is pretty much Throwback Thursday, and I wanted to kind of go over a game, not a game title, but a way to make game titles, like if you wanted to make your own RPG games. And of course, you know, you can go in and do certain functions, like if I wanted to create a new map, or if I wanted to create a new map world or an entry to something, or let's say if I wanted to create an event like right here and call this a treasure, and then I've got a treasure chest. I find 5 gold in it and a sword or something like that. But we'll do that right there, and then we can play test our game, save, yes, and you can do iteration of the game. I need to take that off. And we start our game. Now we can go over here, cancel this, and we found 5 gold. There we go. So you can make different interactions and iterate through your game and do things just like that. And I don't know why that defaults to automatic loud, but it does. And then you can create different things. Like if I wanted to create a new event to take me to a new map, you would go in here and create a switch to transfer. Where is it? Transfer player. We'd select that map location, retain the look we were going for in direction, and fade to black. And there we go. And apply that. Okay. Start this game back up. Test it. Yep. Yeah, this keeps coming up every time unless you remove it for something else. And we found our 5 gold. And there we go. Now we've got a new map. Basically, it puts us in a starter location. You could actually start a new map down here and create a brand new map. Let's call it 30 by 30. No loop, autoplay. Let's play some battle music. And let's try the volume. There we go. And this is our background. Let's call it fill all this. Fill, there we go. And let's say that's our battle. Let's put in a new event. And then we take this event, we copy it over here, basically cut this, move it here, and let's paste it right there. So now our event has changed. This is our location on map 02. That's our location, and you can basically tell it where it's gonna put you, and we can basically get rid of this one right here. Apply that, okay, and then when we get to this event, we can, once it transfers a player, we can give it a wait for 60 frames, 1 second. Let's make it 5 seconds, and then after we waited 5 seconds, it's going to transfer us into a battle and make us fight. And let's go ahead and process that and see what happens, and see how quickly it is to kind of iterate through battles and sequences and just create, you know, the obvious quick stuff. There's our 5 gold. Oh, I removed it. Yeah, I needed it there to transfer me to this place, so I screwed that up. But basically, this is it right here. We're going to create that again. Transfer player to map 02 right here, and be right here. That's our location where we're heading to, and this works. This will transfer us to this map, which then this map begins the let's get rid of this and delete that and wait 5 seconds and then battle us. So we should be good to go for everything. And let's go ahead and process that, play the game, see what happens. And like I said, it's about iteration and going through stuff and making sure everything works. There's our 5 gold. Let's go ahead and get on the sequence. And there's our battle. We started, bat emerged. Let's go ahead and fight. Attack. And right now they have no weapons or anything, so you've got to sort all that out and have them all attack and do things. There you go. Pretty much simple as that. Give them weapons, make them do damage. That's where you go in here and set their stats and their in the skills and things like that, where they, how they attack, what they're equipped with, stuff like that, what kind of attack damage they do, all of those features that you add to your game individually. So I hope you enjoyed episode 52 of Throwback Thursday. This is the Evil Clown signing out of here. I hope you enjoy.